I think first and foremost it's important to register the fact that Ford has been involved with a wide variety of motorsport activities in the past. We've enjoyed considerable success, but in a sense we've approached motorsport with a shotgun rather than a sniper's rifle. And in the future we are determined to concentrate on just specific activities, namely the FIA Formula One World Championship and the FIA World Rally Championship. Which leads me on to, of course, the fact that we consider the World Rally Championship therefore to be of extreme importance to the company. Formula One, if you like, is all about brand and image awareness. The World Rally Championship gives us the opportunity to demonstrate on a world stage in front of a large television audience and, more importantly perhaps at the ground level, a large spectator audience, the durability, reliability and the performance of our vehicles. We have a calendar in the workshop at Millbrook which counts down to Monte Carlo Rally at the beginning of 1999. And basically that's our target, that's our objective. And if we don't meet it, then we're in serious trouble. Yes, of course it's a tall order, but I've got extreme faith, and Ford Motor Company's got extreme faith in the design engineers from M Sport who are working so hard at the moment on achieving this end. And I believe in them, Ford Motor Company believes in them, and I think they will do a great job.
This is going to be the research and technical centre of the new Ford Focus, and as you can see there's not a lot of equipment running here, but we've got 300 odd days to get the car ready for Monte Carlo. This facility is quite unique in the fact that you've got every possible testing venue on site, and you've got the added bonus of having total security, which is obviously a big thing in terms of the development of the car and what we plan to do, so that the opposition don't see what we're up to.
Big picture for Ford is the reputation of Ford in motorsport and the automotive industry in total. Relative to the Focus program, it's actually a very energizing part of the program. Obviously, we could launch the car without a rally car, but the excitement around the rally car has been absolutely tremendous. The team that are in the process of launching the production car, it sort of gives them a little extra spring in their step to know that not only are they going to have a superb production car, they're going to have a superb race car as well. The progress that Malcolm and his guys have been making has been actually quite tremendous. It wasn't that long ago that we were scrounging around to try to get him vehicles, and he's made a lot of good work happen in a very short amount of time. Got good engine location, a lot of good stuff going on. The main character that we're trying to accomplish is get to the rally car to look as much like the production Focus as we can, so you have obviously the car recognition when it's in the racing. For the going the other way, bringing the rally car back onto the road, clearly it's the stance of the vehicle, the wide wheels and tires, the presence of the vehicle from the front or the rear. The design of the Focus really helps in that, in the character over the wheel arches. We really can tie that together. So it's the overall design of the car, the dynamics of the car, the look of it, and then obviously we have to get a motor that puts out in the vicinity of 200 horsepower. A lot of the technologies that Malcolm is using in terms of the engine materials, lightweight materials. We're trying to develop a plastic fender or wing program for the car that could take back onto the production car. We'd start out at lower volumes, obviously, but what we'd really like to do is make a road-going version of the rally car.
It's nice now to actually have a Focus body shell. I mean, obviously it's been very difficult to get a body shell because of the time scale that they've got involved in building the actual road cars. But we got two body shells from the pilot plant in Germany, which has enabled us to basically to get where we are. You know, the original design concepts we've actually confirmed now. For instance, the engine position, the type of transmission that we're going to use, the roll cage design, where the fuel tank is going to be mounted, where a lot of the major sort of things and how we're going to pick up on the suspension points, the geometry. So, okay, there's not a lot to show at the moment, but there's been an incredible amount of work going on behind the scenes which will eventually all just come together. The cardboard, what we're working on at the moment is, I mean, this area here, for instance, below this waistline here on the dash, we don't have to have the standard part there. So we can, because we've moved the co-driver's seat and everything back to get the weight distribution correct, we need to extend all these panels out. We need to bring these panels closer for the driver because we've moved the driver's seat and the steering wheel back. So all these panels can be made out of a carbon composite material, which is a lot lighter. And also it's very nice aesthetically, and we can incorporate everything into it on a flat surface is much easier than all the different shapes. This is obviously just a mock-up of probably where we want to have the gear lever. It's going to obviously be very close to the steering wheel, so that you literally don't even have to take your hand off to change gear, which will be again sequential gearbox to start with provisions to move even to electronic change, etc.
To rim through.
Yeah, clean them all up.
They can use for completely different purposes. You go much faster over rocks. I mean, it's completely different to a road car, the use of it. And the car just has to be strong and reliable that you can win rallies. It's been away 3 months since the design of the roll cage and all the reinforcement was finalized. It took them 3 months to finish it off. I mean, we still have to go to the rig, but it's 100% stiffer than a road car shell. First thing, we have to get the suspension on, which is basically ready, but it has to be tested. Then we are waiting for a transmission, which is supposed to come in September, and for the engine, and then we should be able to run.
I guess unlike the current engine, this is developed as a road car engine, and we're working turbocharging the road car application, whereas the Escort engine was designed specifically for racing. This engine is a lot lighter, it's more compact than the current engine, and as you can see from the installation on the dyno, there's a 25-degree angle back into the engine bay, which will help for the weight and packaging of the unit. The plan from the FIA, the international regulatory body for the rally engine, is to stick with a 34mm restrictor, which basically reduces the amount of overall power you can get from the engine. Nominally, the engines produce around 300 horsepower. It's the same for most engines in the rally scene. Where we will be looking to make improvements is obviously making the turbocharger work efficiently throughout that 300 horsepower range. One of the big benefits in terms of performance is obviously when the driver puts his foot down on the throttle, you get a big response. Power comes on instantly, and that's where we think that the best benefit to developing this engine is going to be. We make sure that the turbocharger, the throttling system, the intake and the exhaust are all matched to give power instantaneously. Obviously, this engine in its standard road car form will have been durability tested by the people at Ford for thousands and thousands of miles. So from that respect, the block and the head give us a level of confidence for their performance. However, there will be a complete test of durability of the engine to make sure it can go well over race duration before we even think about putting them into the race series. Obviously, when it has a turbocharger on it, exactly what's happening in the plenums and the volume, the engine itself, the stresses are much different to how they would have been run durability with the Ford Motor Company. So there are still some questions that we need to find answers to, and the only way we'll find those answers is by putting them into cars and testing the durability of the system. The transverse mounting of the engine is in fact a little better for us because it enables us to get the weight of the engine right back into the engine bay, very similar to how a lot of the British touring car engines now are, where they drop the engine right down and move the weight right back. With the north-south engine, as the current rally car is, you don't have the facility to do that. So we hope that we'll be able to package both for weight and also the way that the engine mounts to the gearbox is going to be vastly improved for this particular application.
Well, we've made some pretty strong steps forward to put Ford back to where it should rightly be in terms of worldwide motorsport. And the signing of Colin perfectly complements what we're doing on a world stage, both in the FIA World Rally Championship and of course also in the FIA Formula One World Championship. Colin is one of the biggest, if not the biggest name in World Championship rallying currently. He brings a wealth of experience to the team, along with his co-driver Nicky Chris. And it's a tremendously exciting opportunity, not only for Ford, but more importantly at a time when we're launching the new Ford Focus as a road car, and obviously also as a World Rally car.
The challenge is going to be in the car itself. Obviously, it's a new car, the Focus. Malcolm Wilson is starting from scratch with the car, building a completely new car. So there's going to be an awful lot of work, certainly next year, to get the car up to competitive speed. And really that's where the first challenge is going to be. And obviously for me, it's a brand new team, new people that have to get to know a different way of working. So I'm really looking forward to it. The design is very futuristic. I think it's a completely, it's a big step in the design of road car and competition car. And I'm going to have the enjoyment of making it work and making it win.
Next one. Okay. It's a bit of a whip, that one, Mike. Don't worry about it. Spot on. Thank you. Okay. Check the gauge.
Mesdames et messieurs, j'ai le plaisir de vous présenter la toute nouvelle Ford Focus du championnat du monde des rallyes. Mesdames,
It's a tremendous achievement in the time scale of what the boys here have done at Millbrook, and at the end of the day it's now the moment of truth, but everything that they've done up to press seems to be very good. It's just a matter now of getting it out and in the real environment to see exactly what it's going to be like. We're not looking at doing specific setup tests or anything like that. It's still all about durability, trying all the components, and we've got a long way to go. We've got a lot of work to do between now and December when Colin will first get in the car, but the idea is to get all the little gremlins ironed out by then, so that we're looking at purely and simply doing performance testing when he arrives. The main reason why I'm doing this is because I want to see exactly some of if there are some problems with the car. I want to get all those sort of ironed out before we get a professional driver in the car, be it a test driver or whoever. And it's one thing that I've done quite a lot of over the years, right, with the initial sort of RS700T, the RS200, the Sapphire Cosworth, the Escort Cosworth. So it's something that it's not new to me, and hopefully I can give the engineers and the designers the pointers in the right direction if there are any problems. Basically, we've had no major dramas. Everything's gone as we planned. There's now, I think this is where the work really starts, because we've now really got to start doing all the durability and to see what components are going to be suspect, or if any are. but it's great, and it's a big encouragement for all involved here that we can run it out there without any real problems. You know, the car drives straight, it goes around the corners. We've done a little bit of the stuff of putting a lot of load into the transmission by doing the donuts and things like this, and you know, we haven't had any touch wood at the moment, no problems with drive or anything like that, which is very encouraging. The enormity of the task is now really just hitting everybody, because it's great to have the first car running, but now, you know, you've got to sort of finalise the specification that you're going to use, and the trouble is that the first 4 rallies of the year, they're all entirely different type of events that require a completely different type of setup for each event. So it's, as I say, the reality is now starting to hit people as to what the workload is in developing all the relevant parts for these events.
Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Dunton and Ford's Research and Development Centre and this media presentation for the Ford World Rally Championship team for 1999.
We started right in the beginning with this idea. We wanted a longitudinal gearbox, which is not very easy.
Obviously, you're always apprehensive on something like this when you've got the world's media here, and that's a little bit of pressure, but having said that, it's everything's gone according to plan, no problems, and obviously now the work really starts between now and Monte Carlo.